Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Oh, let's look at the locked. We wrap up too. Dude, validators and liquid loans going head to head. What do you think about that?
That's huge.
Crazy.
So the liquid loans that's locked, that's a little bit different to categorize than the validators, because when you lock your Pulse, you're extending credit against it pretty much. And so while price is going up, that is like not sell pressure. But if prices go down, then that's kind of like potential sell pressure. So it's a little bit different. I mean, the validators can always pull their validators and sell. So, maybe it's, one level removed from that. But that's, that's a pretty successful outing right there.
I guess with the bridge, it's talking about what has been bridged out.
Mm-hmm.
Bridged out to, what's been bridged out to Ethereum. Yeah, did we talk about that before? Where the value of having coins from PulseChain live on other chains? Like, I can't remember.
I don't think that was us, but I fully agree that that's a really valuable thing, because like if there's a lot of trading volume on Ethereum of tokens from PulseChain, like that's how, like way back when, that was how I really discovered Avalanche, was a bridge coin from Avalanche that was on Ethereum. And so I think that can be a good way to kind of go to where the other audience is. Making pairs with Pulse on other ones, so that like a router might route through that coin.
We're going to be sending people to Ethereum. Would you like higher fees? You can trade PulseChain on Ethereum if you like. I guess so. That does beg the question: what are the use cases? Obviously, people aren't going to go there for cheaper fees, but what is the biggest marketing tactics? Is it just getting them in farms and other protocols in Ethereum, or is it just them showing up on the stats?
I think stats, probably getting them in other farm. That's like a whole ordeal, and usually that would rely on, like, say you want to get it supported on like Aave or Compound. There's like a listing process that's related to their DAO. And so usually the people there are going to list the things that they have a vested interest in. And so it may be hard, like it may be impossible to get actually included in some of those. But showing up on the stats is big. Being part of a routing thing is big. And get it, like, I mean, being on DeFi Law was a big deal. So
yeah,
because in some ways it kind of like legitimizes it. Like you see PulseChain along the list of all those other chains.
Yeah, it was. Where is the top? Let's see. Top protocol, is it the compare chains? Maybe. Oh, maybe just chains. Where are we at? 11. Yeah, we're so close to Sui, number 10.
What is Sui?
It's an L1. I'm not sure. I've heard of it, but I've only heard Somi speak of it in a funny way. But I'm sure it's got a fervent fan base of people who want to see Sui to the moon. It's apparently doing well as far as TVL goes. Wow. Yeah, let's do the 1 month change of TVL. PulseChain number 8 if we do that. Sweet. Let's look at the price real quick. So, what do you think? Title of the stream is PulseChain ready to rocket leave the rest of crypto behind, plus ERC 404. Now that from what we've seen today in the last month, what do you think crypto in general? I mean, I don't know. I see a lot of people saying crypto in general looks pretty good, but I don't know. Do you think we'll stick out? Do you think PulseChain ecosystem will keep growing, and it'll, even if everything else goes sideways, will be kind of the green one that gets the free marketing? What do you think?
I think it has a chance, like the potential to, for sure, because like in some ways it's kind of a negative, but I think because we're like our own little world, we're a little bit insulated from everything else. But that kind of, that's a double-edged sword, because like we don't necessarily reap as strong benefits from everything else running. But I think that, the all the things are here, and it every day that goes by, it becomes more and more legitimate, and it becomes more and more de-risked. So I think that, like, having launched when it did, it's honestly probably for the better that it didn't launch in early 2022, because then, like, that painful hex bear market that we all suffered through, that would have been like double, triple amplified. Like, it would have been so much worse. So, and like, PulseChain has already kind of had its first bear market. And so now, if there's just general uptrend and increased adoption and new people signing up for exchanges and getting into crypto, then PulseChain is one of the strong contenders for where people kind of funnel into. I think still people are going to, like, I mean, it's like the first network you join, if you're a brand new crypto person, just like a general normie type, it's like first you're just buying and holding coins on exchange, and then you're probably on Ethereum. The fees are, inhibitive, but also, like, at least from my experience, the way I'd always kind of coped with fees is that, like, okay, if you're paying, if 10% of like the value of your purchase is goes to fee, then your effective price is just 10% higher than what it is when you're buying it. And you probably would have bought if price was 10% higher. And so people kind of bundle in the fee with the price that they're getting. And so I don't know how inhibitive it is. It's kind of jarring when you see, like, oh, $100 fee. But, if you have over $1,000, the $100 fee on $1,000 transaction, 10% price difference, and price moves 10% in a day. And so when the fee as a percent of the whole starts inching into like the weekly volatility range, it's not so much of an impact, I'd say. But I think that what really drives people into new chains is when there's perceived opportunity. I think that's a lot more important than the low fee premise with PulseChain, because that's what really gets people to pile in, is if they think that there's something over there that's going to cause them to have massive performance. That's the thing where there's like urgency around getting on that chain. Like with low fees, it's like incremental gain. Like, okay, you pay, instead of paying $5 to transact, you're paying, like a couple cents. As a percent, that's huge, but as a, like, more practically speaking, it's just like okay, save $5. But if there's things over there that are going up a lot, then that's kind of what the more important thing that drives people.
Yeah. Do you think we're moving from a risky chain to a, hey, there's a lot of green candles over there chain?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's kind of now been, I guess, two little. I mean, I don't know if you can call the Gophers thing right now like a full on like alt season type of thing. It's been what?
It's a mania over the last 36 hours.
Yeah. So maybe you don't want to call it too soon, but there was one, kind of little bull market with the Atropa PDI stuff. So, like, that's a positive thing. And then, other coins have performed well on PulseChain. I don't think many of the sacrifices have those. So, like, I think that the things that have performed the best seem to be these things where it's like a liquidity pool launch. So that's pretty interesting. And it probably has to do with just like overhead, like locking in people's cost basis way back when, and then during a bear market, it's like just doomed pretty much. But these like kind of pure liquidity pool launch things that kind of have nowhere to go but up. I think that that's something that people on the outside could look at and see as signs of opportunity.